Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. Welcome to your crash course on decision making. Today we will be looking at uh, one of your mocks. We will be discussing the decision making section of one of the mocks. Let me know if you can see me and hear me clearly. Give me a thumbs up and we will start. Raghav, it has started. Can you hear me and see me? Shweta, good afternoon. Raghav Gupta, can you see me and hear me clearly? All right, good afternoon. There was a delay. I was waiting, looking at the watch, and it said class delayed. See, that's what happens when you have a senior citizen as a teacher. Good afternoon, Arnav. All right, all of you all set to start. All right. Now, we have done a few decision making sessions before, lots of decision making sessions before, and I told you it is easy. Most of the cases are easy, requiring just common sense, right? You just need to identify the problem and look at the solution, which is most practical and logical. Look at the trend in the last 5 years. We've got around 21 to 22 questions. Last year, there were 22 questions in DM, and the last couple of years, there have been math based cases. So, even in this test, we have one number based case. Even the number based caselet does not require a lot of calculation. Still, if you have any doubts on it, that's the last set I have kept it. If you have any doubts, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll ask Tarun to add the answers and explanations. But they're pretty straightforward. All right. So we're going to discuss HR related, political and social issue based cases which form 19 out of the 22 questions that are asked in the last 2 years. That has been the trend. So let us go with the trend. I want you to read the case yourself in 30 seconds each slide, and then I will summarize it for you. Start reading it on your own. Purula is, no, you read it on your own. Let me time you. Hello, Harsh. Hello, Vanshita. Good afternoon to everyone. Read the case properly, quickly. All right. What? Just remember the names. You have a small hill station called Purulla, surrounded by thick forest, not easily accessible. The nearest town is Karpur. The main occupation of people of Purulla is agriculture, and they get obviously abundant forest produce for all their needs, which they don't find or produce locally. They rely on the town, that is Karpur. All right, okay. The women folk of Purula trek all the way to Karpur. That's why it said the face of poverty. It is said the face of war, the face of poverty is often feminine, as in the sense that women do a lot more work. So the women folk of Purula trek all the way to Karpur once a week to sell all their surplus and buy whatever they need. In the Karpur market, they convey the virtues of their produce through a beautiful song and dance sequence routine. The produce of Purula is quite unique and there is a high demand for it. Moreover, their produce can't be obtained anywhere else due to forest laws that protect it. So people can't just openly exploit. You got the case so far? All right, let's move to the question. Short case. Which Greedo is an ambitious trader? Now, do not do not judge us on the use of names, is an ambitious trader from Karpur and he wishes to have the sole rights of all the produce of Purula. Which of the following offers to the villagers would help him achieve his aim of getting monopoly or sole rights over the produce of Purula? A, he should offer free transport for all the items that it needs to buy. He should offer to set up a center in Purula where villagers can both sell their produce and buy the items they need. He should offer to open a school where the children can be educated for free. He should contact the head of Purula and try to give him a good deal. He should offer to set up a charitable health center. 1 minute back, show the slide, please. Okay, slide has been shown. I've already explained, no, Parimala, the case I have explained. You have a hill station with forest produce. The women sell it in the nearby town of Karpur once a week, and they sell their produce by marketing it through song and dance. There is a high demand, and everybody can't get the produce of Purula. On the other hand, there is this ambitious trader who wants to have sole rights to all the produce of Purula. So, which one will help him achieve his aim? Option A, B, C, D, or E. Arushi says it's B. Let's see answers from all of you. What is the correct answer? What is going to help him get access and rights on? Okay, okay, if the what is the problem, what is the objective here? You have to look at, okay, let me get my pen right. What is, we are looking at Gridu's objective. His objective is not to give the women a break. His objective is to have access and sole rights, actually not even access, sole rights to the produce. His objective is not to help people to go all the way to Purula to buy what they want. He wants, those are items from Karpur. He does not want sole rights on Karpur items. He doesn't want to give the women a break. अरे बेचारे, they're trekking all the way, कुछ तो इनके लिए करना है. He doesn't want to do that. So this is out of the context. He should contact the head of Purula and try to give him a good deal. This is underhand means, and what will he get? He should set up a charitable health center. If he wants the goodwill of the people of Purula, yes, he should do that. This also will earn him goodwill, but will not earn him sole rights. The first step is set up a place where they can sell their produce and buy the items they need. Maybe he gets the item. So the produce is actually, he is having the center, he will have access to the produce. The best of the, at least he will have rights on the produce because he is setting up a center in Purula itself. They don't have to trek all the way to Karpur. Maybe he will get items from Karpur and keep it in the center. So here he will have, at least have access, maybe not the rights. We are still not sure how that works. But of all the options, B will help him get access to the produce. So B is the correct answer. Got it? All right, next one. He achieves his aim. Now he gets all the produce in his center. From there, he probably goes to Karpur and sells it. After a few weeks, he notices that the quality of the produce that the Purula folks are selling to him has deteriorated. No one is privy to this information. No one knows that the quality of the products have gone down except him. Only he has noticed it. So what should he do? Both are benefited means, yes, both are benefited, but he also, his objective is achieved. That is the main thing. All right. Okay. Question 2. What should he do? He has got exclusive rights to the produce of Purula. In that center, they sell their products. He has all the produce, all the products, and they also buy from the center the stuff that he gets from Carrefour. But now he notices that the products have deteriorated in quality. Only he knows it. So what is the step he should take? I'm getting answers, all common sense answers. File a case against the villagers and take them to court for letting him down. Really extreme step. All right. Go to the village, warn them he will stop operating his center if the quality doesn't return to normal. He also loses in the process. We want a win-win situation. Leave Purula for good. He has earned enough already. Really? Who told you he's earned enough already? Go and live among the villagers incognito. If he lives in disguise, find the cause of the drop in quality. It's going to take quite a while. Okay, and he needs to have good acting skills. Talk to them, tell them, look, if your quality goes down, you and I both are losers in the end, so better not let the quality fall. So the answer is E. D is too dramatic, not feasible. Not feasible. You go in disguise and live in the village and find out why did the quality. By the time everybody else will know that the quality will drop, has dropped, right? So the answer, the practical answer is E. Next question. Now read this. This is a little more serious. There is a fire in Gridu's godown in Purula, and Gridu or any of his employees were not present in Purula at that time. The entire business between Gridu and the villagers operates on their goodwill and trust. The produce worth 20,000 that Gridu has already paid for has been destroyed. What should you do if you were the headman of the village? What should the headman of the village do? What is the problem? Fire, 20K worth of goods produced by bought by Greedo destroyed. What should the uh, headman of the village do? Here, remember, it is not Greedo, it is the headman's action that you're looking at. So, what should the headman of the village do? There is a fire, there is goodwill and trust, and the entire thing is based on goodwill and trust. Greedu has already paid, but everything he has paid for has destroyed. Now you are the headman of the village. What is the best way? Remember, the parties here are villagers and headman on one side, Greedu on the other, and here there is the fire and the loss involved. So the party you have to address is Greedu, right? Tell Gridu that Rowdy, the village drunkard, is responsible for the whole thing and Rowdy should be held accountable. Is he really responsible? First thing. Okay, is it really true or you just want to assume? That's the first thing. And if he is held accountable, can one man make up for the loss of the entire village? Again, is it practical? Some drunkard had set fire to it, go after him. Will that help? Not going to help. Second, inform Gredu that the villagers will find out the cause of the fire. He will find out the cause of the fire and help in whatever way they can. Sounds sensible. Offer to Gredu that the villagers will compensate Gredu in full for his losses. Now, this sounds okay, but is it feasible? Were they responsible in the first place to compensate for it? I've seen lots of answers for C as well. Were they responsible in the first place? If as a collective is the village responsible? Because Greedu or his employees were not there and there was a fire. You don't know the cause of the fire. You don't know who is responsible. So why should the villagers compensate? And can they really compensate? Is it feasible? Is it practical? And is it sensible? If you are responsible, maybe you'll compensate over a time. But you do not know who's responsible. So this is acknowledging that the villagers are responsible for it, but you don't know who is responsible. So this is not practical. It is due to Greedu's negligence. Again, you are assuming it is due. We do not know what is the cause of the fire. So this is both these are based on assumptions, and when you solve cases, you do not solve them on the basis of assumptions. You only know there is a fire. No one knows who is responsible for the fire, at least here. So this is based on assumptions, and your solution cannot be based on assumptions. Advise Greedo to be more careful in the future, which is the same thing as this, that it is due to negligence. This and this are not different, just different wording. So the most sensible one is, let's find out what caused the fire before you take any other action. All right, next case. Again, I'll give you 40 seconds to read each slide. Let me put the timer on, start reading. Okay, what happened? But he already paid, mentioned in last line means, yeah, he has paid for it. He has paid for the produce. Who? Greedo has paid for the produce. But we do not know who is responsible for the fire. He has paid. So he needs compensation, but you have to find out who is responsible for the fire, no? They are not responsible. It is their produce that they have sold to him. If he has paid for it, he owns it. He's put it in his godown. The godown has caught fire. Now, if any of the villagers are responsible, they will go after it, right? Ethical, you should be both ethical and logical. Rishi, there will never be a compromise on the ethics in even your past year papers. Okay, you should never take the unethical solution to any problem. That is clear. But at the same time, you should not use assumptions like, oh, he lost, so somebody in the village must have set fire. That has not been given, right? What link, Poonam? Unable to enroll? What link are you talking about? Somebody who's monitoring the course will see. Okay, all right. So you have the case here. Ramesh is a senior programmer in in yeah, the student thing, the student one, Rishi, was very confusing, but generally go with hard and fast rules. That's why when you've seen I have solved any of the cases from past year papers, many of you have told me that, ma'am, answer on other websites is B and you have said A or C or whatever I have said. And I've said I have chosen my logic. So the professor and the students one was a little confusing, I agree. So you go with your gut feeling. One or two mistakes is allowed. But by and large, the questions, 90% of the questions, 95% of the questions will go with the strategy we are applying. And that is good enough. One or two cases, I sometimes think it might be a case of typo, that they sent the wrong answer, and DM is subjective. And that DM, there have always been a couple of answers which have left is very uh, disgruntled. यार कैसे होगा, ये कैसे होगा, how can they even say it is C? That's the answer. When you sometimes see the answer key, you're shocked, and then you assume that it's a wrong answer they put in by mistake, just like what happened with our admit cards, right? Everyone got a center that was given as the third or fourth choice, right? So I always think it's a glitch. All right, you've read the case of Ramesh, the senior programmer who's waiting for his appraisal and his promotion. The HR recommends for appraisal. On a Wednesday afternoon, he gets an email telling him to send some gift vouchers. All right. And then they've said that please send it, and they've authorized him to send the gift vouchers. All right. This is it. He's quite happy and he does what is to be done. He sent gift vouchers of 10,000 rupees each to 200 people. So you calculate how much money of the company he has sent. We have been very kind in these two questions. What has happened is, I'll give you the next question for this case. Which of the following statements, if true, is most likely to make Ramesh hopeful that he may be promoted? He has got a, he is waiting for his promotion. The HR personnel, the HR person or the HR department is the one which normally sends recommendations for promotions. And on Wednesday, 2 p.m., he gets a mail saying, look, we want you to send 10,000 rupee vouchers to some clients, 200 such vouchers. He is happy. And they've told him that they would be in a meeting. So, which one would make him hopeful that, I'm in the good books of the HR and the HR head, I may be promoted? Common sense. Everyone has received a similar request, then okay, everyone will be promoted. Not true. The HR is known to believe in the policy of give and take. Well, okay, but he's not sending it from his personal bank account, right? Good afternoon, Moksh. This is not the first time that he has been approached by the HR head, but if he didn't get, every time he's been approached to do something, if he has not got a promotion, won't give him too much of a hope. Maybe that he has been asked something like this, so maybe that means that he is likely to get promoted. All right. B, all of you got that. That was a no brainer. Right, next one. Somebody marked E. E says his immediate junior requested was promoted last year. Doesn't mean this year you will get promoted. Dhira might have got promoted for other reasons, including such a request. All right, Chinmay. Dhira, who was promoted last year, also got a similar request, and you know it, might have got promoted. Not see, this is called cause and correlation confusion. Just because she got it and she got promoted doesn't mean that was the cause of a promotion, and you got it, you will get promoted. She might have been promoted for other reasons. Got it? You can't assume, but the only likelihood of hope is yes, there are many others. Why did they ask me only? Maybe they trust me and they send. So maybe I'm in for a promotion. Something that makes you look in a look as a little, gives you a slight uh, advantage over the others. Okay, they've asked me, they've not asked the others, so maybe they trust me more. Maybe therefore they will give me the promotion. All right. Ramesh does not hear from the HR head for the next few days. Which of the following is the most reasonable step he can take next? He has sent the vouchers. Done. Meeting ho gaya. But after this email and these vouchers, HR head has not even got in touch with him. Patta hi nahi hai. Now what should he do? Approach the HR head during lunch and inquire if he is going to be recommended for promotion. Send a polite email to the HR head inquiring about his future in the organization. Do nothing as the appraisal is due next month and he'll get to know everything anyway. अरे एक ही महीना की बात है. What's your problem? Try to find out who is close to the HR head and ask that person, कुछ सुना है क्या? Or inquire if all went well with the delivery of the gift vouchers and all the clients have received them. Okay, I'm getting answers for C or E. Jayant, who gave me C or E? Shubham. Shubham, generally, again, generally, do nothing is a status quo answer and generally not the right answer. Do nothing is not a solution. As I said, generally, because one rare case in SAT decision making or some course of action, do nothing was given as the right answer. Okay, wait for things to turn out, and but generally do nothing is the last resort when nothing else looks okay. But do nothing is not the right answer. Which is the most tactful way to do it? Okay, I'll find out something. I'll tell you something. I don't agree with this either, but it is the best of bad option. If I ask sab theek tha na, people received it, they'll ask me, when you sent the gift vouchers, isn't it your responsibility to find out if the delivery was fine and the clients have received them? I mean, I would ask that. If I ask you to do something and I'll go and ask, ma'am, mil gaya kya? They'll say, isn't that your duty? That different question ish is the one. We patterned it on that because this was a tricky one. The next question that was similar to this was that when he asked this HR head, everything went well. I hope they received. The HR head asked, what gift vouchers? I never asked you to send any gift vouchers. Now, then what should you do? Then you go back and you send the mail that this is the mail you gave and I followed the mail. That mail turned out to be a phishing mail. It turned out to be a fake mail with a fake ID. Okay. And then what action can be taken against him? And the additional feature was he has been in the system for so long and they just had a computer awareness of internet fraud program. Isn't it his problem that he did not check it? All that. Okay, those were even more tricky questions where the answers were very close, so I did not include those pattern questions. All right, lunch nahi hoga. Okay, lunch and polite email shows that do nothing is a better one. Why do you want to know? If you're going to be recommended, if you know about your future, you will get it. Polite email to the HR, it doesn't work. You ask, you generally, if you want to know about your future in the organization, you have a talk rather than uh, send an email asking about your future. All right, so that also doesn't work. Okay, next case. Next is an interesting case. So in that case, there's an official answer and there's another answer that he is not responsible because he received the mail and followed it, but the actual thing was you when it is money, when it is something that is not done generally, when HR head has never approached him, he should have been careful to cross check, to be careful that he did get the actual email from an actual source. That is one of the things you should do. So he is in a way responsible for it. All right. Yeah, it is E. It is E, the last answer. Okay. That's what I said. Email asking what is my future is like asking. So there are HR policies. Normally, there's an appraisal cycle, and your boss tells you when you might expect the result of the appraisal. So you normally have a direct talk with your manager, asking a polite email saying what is my future with the organization. Is it to do? You'll get back that your future is great, but wait for your promotion kind of a thing. All right. uh, Asking over lunch यार क्या हुआ मुझे देंगे कि नहीं would be seen as asking a personal favor. It's not professional, right? So E is the thing that just ask. The problem with E I can counter is when you ask somebody, suppose I ask you to deliver something. I should ask you, did you deliver them and did they receive it fine? Not you asking me, I hope my delivery was fine. But that is just a tactful way of making you remember that you asked me to do it. That's all. All right. Lal Chand, a 60-year-old man, has been running a snack shop for the last 35 years. He sells homemade namkeen sweets, samosas, and chai in the most important part of Tashpur. He had two sons, Divek and Devansh, who recently graduated from college. Lalchand wants his son to take charge of the shop, but he's afraid that they won't continue the practices he had put in, which helped him keep a hold on the market. Now, this is a generational thing, right? So he's been running the snack shop on with certain strategies, and he sells namkeen sweets, samosas, and chai. Now that he is going to hand over the business to his son, he is worried. Will the sons continue these practices that he has followed? Question 1. Lalchand's eldest son found out that the namkeens whose expiry date was less than a week were collected, freshly packed, and sold at a discount as a practice. So, when you find that the expiry date is less than a week from the time of selling, they immediately packed it again and then sold it at a discounted price. Though these packets sold out very fast, one of the sons, Divek, is worried that the practice could have negative impact in the future. But the owner, Lalchand, is not agree with Divek's worries and presented the following arguments to convince him. He said, "Don't worry, we've been do okay." So he gave these one Parimala. Take one mock max because seventh is the exam. Okay, max one mock if you haven't taken enough. All right. But best is we have all these. There's a VALR crasher later that Vikrant will discuss. I know the quant and DILR questions will also be discussed. So you will have one mock discussion anyway happening. All right, to clear your doubts. So Divek, who used to pack things close to expiry date and sell it at a discounted price, doesn't want to stop the practice. And what are the reasons he is giving? In the past 20 years, no complaints regarding somebody getting ill have been received. Discounted prices give an indication about the condition of the namkeens. It's a common practice. The prices enable those to buy some namkeens who can't buy them at the original price. The packets were purchased and consumed within a week from the date of expiry. Which options would convince Divek that his worries are unfounded? B, 1 and 5 is the most common answer. Akanksha thinks it's 2 and 5. Not necessarily. Always, you don't always give discounts for things which are going to expire, right? So whenever you give a discount, people will start worrying. Is it old stock? Is it expiry based stock? B2 is not correct, right? One is that there were no complaints. 20 years there have been no complaints. Suddenly they're not going to arise. So that means the namkeens close to expiry date haven't really harmed anybody. And second is that they're purchased and consumed within a week. Maybe that is also given on the package when they sell it at a discounted price. We don't know because he says as if he knows that they have been consumed within a day. So 1 and 5 is the correct answer. Many of you got that. Okay. Now you don't say that look, the discount itself shows that things are bad. Then whenever are you buying things which are because he is packing them again, he's repackaging them at a discounted price. All right. So that assumption is based on your that answer option is based on the assumption that whenever you are given a discount on any food product, it's because it's going to go bad, which is not necessarily correct. Okay. Doesn't really make me trust you when you do that. All right. Devansh, while working in look at this question. This is another very interesting thing. Devansh was working in the shop for some days. He observed that his father sends chai and samosas every day to the local police station. After some inquiries, he found out that his father doesn't take any money for the chai and samosas. And finally deduced, he infers that the items were sent as a bribe. And he is not in favor of such a practice. Assuming that the following arguments are true, which one would best convince Devansh not to give up the practice of serving free chai and samosas to the police station? All right, tempting. It's cold. Free chai and samosas. Not necessarily free also. Give me hot chai and samosas now. The number of items was too small to be considered a bribe each since each policeman got a single samosa along with the chai. In addition to the police station, Lalchand sends chai and samosas to the nearby old age home. Beggars near the temple, the school just next to the police station. So the police are not the only people who are served. He basically offers chai and samosa free to a lot of people in and around that area. So that shows that this is not a bribe. Which video is not working, Sandeep? Which video is not working? You can't see me? Then refresh because others don't have a problem. Which video is not working? Let me know. Put it in the comment. All right. So 7B, all of us got. All right. Let's look at question 8. Another very interesting case. Lalchand's younger son Devansh discovered that 10% of their customers, whom Lalchand called his favorite customers, purchased namkeens at prices that had been fixed 10 years ago. Lalchand told him that these 10% were his loyal customers with whom he had personal connections and therefore they were given namkeens at such cheap prices. Devansh contradicted his father's argument, citing the following facts. Which fact will convince Lalchand to stop selling namkeens at 10-year-old prices? Okay, since you've put it in the comments, Sandeep, somebody in our tech team will look at it and set it right. Thank you for putting it there. None of these core customers were present at Devansh's wedding. Shadi pe nahi aaye. Why are you sending them this? Is it a good reason? These customers actually bought namkeens from Lalchand's shop for others who are not part of Lalchand's loyal customer group. None of the customers, well, they are buying namkeens, but they're buying it for others and they are not part of your core group. Sensible. Not be the same, Riddha, but it cannot be seen as a bribe. You need not see. Good question. Riddha asks in the previous question, right? He gave chai and samosas free in the police station, but which one would convince him that this was not a corrupt practice? The question is not that all are the same. He gave it to schools, he gave it to charity organizations, he gave it to beggars, he gave it to whoever. That means he just must have decided, I will give chai and samosa free to the people of these areas. Not that they are the same. So there's a police station there, there must be a school there, there might be something else there. He's giving it to everybody. So it is not a corrupt practice, and you had to choose an option which shows it is not a corrupt practice. Clear? Question 8. I'm getting lots of answers for C, 2 and 5. They are buying it for others who are not part of the core group. I've got 10 friends. My 10 friends have 100 other friends, and so they're buying it for me and giving it to others. यार मुझे उस शॉप में ना डिस्काउंट में मिलता है, मैं तेरे लिए भी नमकीन खरीदता हूँ. So I buy half kg for myself and another 15 kgs at discounted price for all my friends. Okay, and you are buying snacks from other places, other snacks at market price. Why can't you buy the same? So C is the answer. All of you got that. Okay, somebody got D. D is 3 and 4. None of the customers acknowledge Lalchand at the stop or on the streets. What does it matter? He has a principle. If they don't look at you, that is their problem. You say they are my loyal customers, they are buying from me, so I will give it to them at a cheap rate. Okay? All right. Next. This is a little, well, let's look at this. Not one of my favorite cases, but we'll look at it. You are the HR manager of a software firm. Your job is to conduct recruitment and training projects to initiate disciplinary investigations and keep personnel records of staff. Your boss is Kripa, one of the three senior managers, all of whom report to the director of HR, Drona. So you are there and then you report to Kripa and the head is Drona. Any bill or budget specifications have to be approved by the director. Okay, all right. Now you look at it. Two internal candidates, Mr. Suresh and Mr. Ramesh, were interviewed to. I mean, this is a real common sense question, which is why I don't know why I included it in the mock because we had to give questions of all types. Two internal candidates, Mr. Suresh and Mr. Ramesh, were interviewed to fill up the post of senior software programmer. Mr. Suresh was selected because he performed better in the interview, had better qualifications, and displayed more leadership qualities. Some days later, Mr. Ramesh met you and complained that the selection was unfair and he had more experience than Mr. Suresh. ये तो होता ही है. Any internal promotion, this is what happens, right? So Suresh and Ramesh, Suresh performed better in the interview, he had better qualifications, and he had more leadership qualities. Ramesh has more seniority. Therefore, Ramesh felt that he deserved the promotion. So he says that the selection process was unfair. What is the best way to handle the issue raised by Ramesh? Tactful, sensible, common sense answer to Ramesh's argument. Now, many students have a confusion between A and E. Those of you who marked A, let me know why you eliminated E. A and E. Okay, most, if he wants, he can. This is not very tactful, right? Nothing can be done. See, again, this nothing can be done now. Okay, rather than that, explain to him that nothing can be done. A is explaining that nothing can be done. So B is not the correct answer. Question is between A and E. Now tell me, all those who marked A, what made you reject E? And those of you who selected E, can you tell me one reason why A is better? I mean, just choose between A and E and think again and tell me which is the better answer. Think and decide. Yeah, like Manali has done. She changed. She had first marked E and now says on second thought, say, I didn't give the Riddha. I didn't give you 50-50 option. I said A or E and you've given me back the same. Ah, why? These are never shown. Assessment results and details are not shown. You explain that, look, we thought that this is. You just give the a brief summary. Look, you did well on these parameters, but here you have to improve. And that those have already been given. But you never show relevant assessment results and details. Okay? So A is the correct answer. Excellent. All right. Question 10. Pippa has instructed you. This is another no-brainer. Okay? Just read it carefully. Okay? Here she has instructed you to. No. You don't have to show him the assessment results. You can tell that seniority is not everything. If it is a case of him learning, he's somebody with so much seniority, during the talk you can tell him that you had seniority, but the fact that seniority doesn't necessarily mean competence can be told tactfully by saying that guy showed better leadership skills and something else, but showing the assessment results is not correct. You can tell him and explain why the other person was selected, which is not the same as showing the assessment results. Got it? Okay, what is the right order? Question 10. We still have 8 questions to go. Quickly. What is the answer for question 10? Correct. All the answers you all have given is correct, and the doubts, but as I said, that's the area where you sometimes think that E may be better. Now you know why E is not correct. What is the answer to question 10? Arnav thinks it's C1342. Ascertain what is the budget quickly and allocate assignments to the HR executives, right? Then once you know the budget, you can zero in on the resort. Then you can arrange transport and then send send out emails about the upcoming schedule. Yeah, 1342, perfect. First, you have to find out the budget. After you get the budget, you can find a location. After you get the location, you can find out, okay, transportation and its cost, which is both budget and location has to go in with. And the last, after all these are settled, would you send the email with the uh, schedule. Perfect. All right. You know this, the case which revolved around Maggie and Maggie containing toxic chemicals. Recently, a popular product of an FMCG company, Chatpat Noodles, was reported by a non government food tasting agency to have a toxic chemical. The report was followed by a strong expression of public disapproval and anger on a national level. All right. Ajay Meena, the owner of the firm, was worried that the company's image among its customers. Perfect, Vishal, true. The owner of the firm was worried that the company's image among its consumers might get affected by the event. He had the following options. What is the most sensible order? Okay, of options for Ajay. Which is the most sensible to the least sensible? That's the way you have to find out. Okay, what are the sensible options? Appropriate order of options for him to follow to see that his company's image doesn't get dented too much. Pulling out all the products from the market, sincerely apologizing to the public on all social media channels for the inconvenience, inform the general mass about the actual findings, call upon a well known testing agency to verify the assertion made by the food testing agency in its report, prevent any such happenings in the future by introducing a proper internal system, talk to retailers and distributors and offer them higher margins for selling the product. 11. Be call first, find out this food testing agency has it given the right report. Let's cross check the report. That would be obviously the first one. Then after that, after the your own food testing agency, the one you have some sort of you trust and you want a second opinion has been given, then you inform the public about the actual findings, positive or negative, likely positive we are assuming here, and then prevent that this doesn't happen by introducing a proper internal system. Okay. Okay. 12. Nilamani, a local retailer in a remote village, he is selling these noodles. He was astonished to read about the toxic chemicals in the noodles in the newspaper. It is his only source of information. For the upcoming season, he had a large stock of noodles and he came to know that the people of the so he has access to the information. Yes, you can do that. Deathstroke, that's a lovely strange name, but yeah, you can do that. So I'm going by telling you, discussing the answers, but in the exam, if you're running short of time, you look at an option which is definitely wrong and eliminate all answers which have that option. All right, but here it's easy, right? So really, when it's a case of that's coming up in the next question, Vishal. That's coming up in the next question. So read. The entire case has been divided. So look at the questions have been divided. The various aspects of the case have been asked as questions. So that's coming up. Question 12. What would you do if you are Neelamani? Or what should he do? Which is the most appropriate order of options? This is where your ethics and your business sense come in. Ethics first, remember. All right. So what would be the answer for 12? I've got answers already. Before the news of the incident spreads, get rid of the stock by selling it at a discount. Advise his customers against buying the product from anywhere and destroy his own stock. Give his stock of noodles as a donation to the village orphanage. Inform the customers about his findings and leave it to them to decide. Pay no attention to the published article and sell the stocks. Try to establish the authenticity and then take a decision. first and foremost, obviously, is 6. So the two options with 6 first would take precedence. So after 5, after 6 doesn't make any sense. So since you try to establish the authenticity, once the authenticity is established, yes, it is true, then you can tell the customers about your finding. Look, this is what the report says. What do you want me to do? Okay, leave it to them. Or you can say, listen, if it is authentic and you think that it is really toxic, then you tell them, don't buy it. I am also destroying, which doesn't make business sense, but at least ethically, that is the right thing. All right. Now you listen to this, which is the question somebody was asking, Vishal was asking. Ajay Meena received a letter from the owner. Ajay Meena is the head of this noodles thing. He received a letter from an autonomous testing agency informing that the report had been manipulated. One of the main competitors of Chatpat noodles had bribed the testing agency to do so. Which one would help get back its normal position in the market? Question 13. Announce over all media channels that the noodles are totally safe to consume, give a payback by hiring a testing agency in secret to determine the standard of the competitor's noodle, get Chatpat noodles tested by another food testing agencies and inform his consumers about the outcome, file a civil lawsuit for defamation against the competitor for their supposed hand in the subterfuge, file a civil lawsuit for defamation against the food testing agencies. Which is the most sensible thing for him to do? Defamation, and also tell the people that look, we are totally safe. All right. 3, 4, and 5 would also work, but we don't have the option. So, because the food tasting agency is the one, whether the alleged hand of, we are not very sure if they had a hand, the competitor had a hand in it or not. But this is definitely true. So, if you know that your noodles are safe, then you can file a lawsuit against the food testing agency. All right. Okay. E is the answer. Quickly, let's finish the next one. There, whenever I see numbers and all these 45 and 35%, my head reels, but then this turned out to be a pretty easy case. There are two towns, Moridabad and Koida, roughly 25 kilometers apart. Who comes up with these names? Both the towns are very similar in area, demography, incomes, everything. Okay, they are identical towns. Okay. Kora Singh owns a restaurant named Foodie in Moridabad. This restaurant serves all kinds of cuisine, all kinds of food, veg and non-veg. There are 4 restaurants in Moridabad, and Foodie enjoys number 2 spot with 35% of the market share, behind Moody, which has 45%. Moody also makes the same. So you have two places, Moridabad and Koida, and then you have Kora Singh, who owns Foodie in Moridabad, and then there is another eatery called Moody, which has a higher market share than Foodie. Got it? These are the 3. Now let's look at the options. Kora wants to open a branch in nearby Koida. Which one will least influence his decision about opening the branch in Koida? Go back to the case and read. I'm getting a little confused about Moody and Foodie. Read and then let me erase my notes. Read the case, make your notes, and give me your answers. I don't think I need to explain this. No, I will. Yeah. So you have 2 restaurants. Okay, and Foodie is behind Moody. It is second in spot. Now you want to start a branch in a nearby place. Okay, which one will least influence your decision about opening your branch in that place? This, tell me. least influence his decision about opening the branch? Which one is not necessarily correct? We have patterned our caselets on past year papers. There are other caselets which are different, but we have patterned certain cases on past year caselets. That's how you come closest to them. The logic that is applied, right? Okay. Least influence. Now, if you studied there and had a lot of friends there, it will help in setting up a restaurant. Okay. If you have an extended family there, it will help in setting up the restaurant. If you, if Koida already has 4 restaurants and the most popular one is not Moody, then how does it matter? How does the popularity of Moody in Koida matter? That is one question you would ask. Moody already has a branch in Koida but is not popular. So here between B and D, it's about you opening. A, A, B, and E will help you decide on opening a branch there. Okay, in terms of people coming, logistics, having, knowing people, spreading the word, all that. Between B and D, which one would least help you in influence your opening um, a branch? B, not the most popular one, not being Moody's. Not, there are 4 other restaurants. Something else is very popular, and you would be competing with that. That is the key. All right. Okay. Next one. Nora's son Kundu has just completed his education in hotel management from an institute in Koida, and he wants to help his father in his business. He wants to spearhead the setting up of the new restaurant in Koida. Which one would encourage Cora to support his son's decision of setting up a new restaurant in Koida? D will help as it also serves veg and non-veg. No, then you are again you are assuming that the other restaurants don't sell veg and non-veg. All right, okay. Whatever decision, the key is Moody is a competitor, but having 4 restaurants and Moody is not the most popular is not important. The popularity of other 4 is what you take into account. So that doesn't is the least influential. All right. Sun support, easy, easy. Question 15. Between B and D, Riddho. The other 3 are easy. Between B and D. One says Moody, it has 4 restaurants. Moody is not popular, not the most popular. Alright, that doesn't help. Alright, which one is least influential? He's asking. So you look at between B and D, which one would be the least helpful or influential? Is what you're looking at. All right, question 15. 15, I'm seeing answers from B, C, D, so many. His son wants to set up. Which one would help his son Kundu, to start a new restaurant? So, what point works in Kundu's favor? He was a topper in his batch, all right, but what about, will he be good? He did his internship, is similar as topper. All right. Key is he has already worked. He has a successful catering service. and he did well. So this is practical experience, and he has shown, he has proven his competence with the catering industry, and that is what will work most in his favor. Topper, internship is fine. Investors, best thing he says is what will help him to encourage him to support his son's decision to set up a new restaurant. Three investors will help overcome. No, this will not. Okay, so between C and D is the question. Just the investors doesn't mean he will be successful, but three shows proven competence, so C is the correct answer. Next one. Cora wants to add a liquor bar to his restaurant. The bar license can be easily obtained as he has contacts. Which of the following casts challenges the decision of adding a bar license? This is a CR weakening question. I want to add a bar. Which one says, nahi, mat karo, it's not a good decision? Quickly, we already overshooting the time limit. 16. Correct answer. 60% of the population of Maridabad are from a certain religious community which does not consume liquor for a month in a year, for total of 30 days in a year. There is an alcohol consumption awareness in Maridabad conducted by the government. There are already three bars and they are doing brisk business. The fact that they are doing brisk business should encourage me. Kora's mother follows a religion that prohibits alcohol consumption. 70% of the population follow the teaching of a Baba who says you should not take alcohol, which is most likely to work against the decision to consume alcohol. The awareness campaign of the government or the teachings of a Baba, which do you think would work more? Subjective. If you are followers of a Baba, it's assumed you follow his teachings. Between people following awareness campaigns of the government and people following 70% of the, here you've got a specific number. They follow the teachings of a Baba. The Baba is against alcohol consumption. So you're assuming that the population follows his views on this too. So E is most likely to lead to the bar not being successful. Got it? All right. Easy. We'll finish the last two questions. She wants to have a pure breed dog, which will help her overcome her boredom and loneliness. She has been making inquiries. She has four options. Import one from Germany from a licensed animal breeder. Purchase it from a licensed animal breeder. One, get it from Germany itself because it's a German dog breed. Second, get it from a licensed animal breeder from a city. Three, buy it from an unlicensed animal breeder. Find out from a friend if they can give one puppy from a litter free. Question is asking, rank the option that would be the costliest in terms of price. Quickly. Question 17, answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 4, 2. Buy it from a German breeder, first one. Second, buy it from an licensed Indian breeder. 3, buy it from an unlicensed breeder. 4, take it from a friend. So the answer is obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one assures the best quality of pure breed? You can get anyone who can pass it off. So which one assures best quality? Obviously, licensed breeder Germany and licensed breeder India, D. All right, question 19 to 21 are based on this Albert and Albert company. It is there in your mark. Solve it. If you want answers and explanations for 19, 20, 21, then do ask uh, in the comment section. All right. Today at 7, you have Vikrant's this thing on that VLR crasher session. Tomorrow you have Gautam strategy on that. Last 2 days to go. Some of you were asking me what is the best way to prepare. This is the best session. He will tell you exactly what to do and what not to do. And Saturday, just refresh little bit of your general knowledge with Abhimanyu. He has been known to give a lot of questions, out of which at least 3-4 to lag jata hai in the XAT exam. So that last minute refresher GK course you will enjoy, and you'll also get some knowledge which will help you tide over the GK section. All right. So these are the upcoming sessions, which basically means tune in to our YTN app at 7 p.m. All right. Enroll in our non-CAT courses, our OMET courses, and join us for our detailed analysis on January 7th. All the best for the exam. Do well, stay calm, follow a right strategy. Do not panic. All right. Today is English, Arushi. Here, I'll show you the. Today at 7 is English by Vikrant. Tomorrow is strategy. Friday is Gautam Baba with the strategy. Every day watch at 7 p.m. Do not go anywhere. GK is on Saturday at 7 p.m. We keep it like that because we know students do not really think about GK. So once you see even I watch it. I find it very interesting. I do not miss Abhimanyu or Salik's GK classes. I watch them. Whenever I'm free, I just put it on and watch it. All right. Okay. I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. But before that, have a wonderful examination. Take XAT and do well. Today at 3, is it? Then watch it. I saw this schedule here. It is at 3 today, guys. Please watch it at 3 today. Abhimanyu. Let me see the. It was given as 7. Maybe there's another session at 3, is it? 1 minute. Let me just see. I have the schedule here with me. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. One second. I'll confirm with you what is there. Today at 1 is Naveen. No, today at 3 is Gaurav. Maybe. I'm not sure. Watch it if it is there. All right. That's why you know it better than me. See you guys. Bye bye.